Back with another 2021 rookie profile. Is Jaret Patterson a heat seeker? Watch and find out. It's Brad from RotoHeat and RookieDraftGuide.com. Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, you know the spiel. Just do it. You know you want to. If you have, thank you. We appreciate that. We love you guys. Don't forget, hit a like on this video. Let's get this thing up to 200 likes. And don't forget, check out RookieDraftGuide.com. All right, question of this video is Jaret Patterson one of your top 10 rookie running backs in this fantasy class? Let us know in the comments below and let's keep this conversation going. Patterson, around 5'9", just under 200 pounds, was a two-star prospect if you look at places like 247. Not highly coveted, was given one offer potentially, and he took it, went to Buffalo. So what you see coming out of high school is a young man that really wasn't highly sought after, jumped on the opportunity he was given, and pow, set the Mac on fire. So in his 3 years with Buffalo, did really well. Freshman season comes in, 183 rushing attempts, 1,013 yards, 14 touchdowns, also added 7 catches for 62 yards. What you'll see throughout his college career is not heavily involved in the passing game. And I think that's a little bit more of the offense that Buffalo runs there in the MAC, but I digress on that one. Focusing on the running, his sophomore season, 312 attempts, so bam, all the way up. 1,799 yards, 19 touchdowns. Wow, that's stellar. His junior year, 2020, this is only 6 games, mind you. In 6 games, he had 141 carries for 1,072 yards and 19 touchdowns. I mean, that's awesome. In 6 games, averaged over 2 touchdowns a game. You know, so what you see with Patterson in his college profile and you know, in high school to college is a kid that was one of the centerpieces of an offense. So a lot of times you'll see folks as players are getting ready for the NFL, the smaller school guys don't always get as much love unless they really dominate in their conference and in the games they played. And we see that with Patterson. You know, for his career, in 3 seasons, he had 636 attempts for 3,884 yards. That's over 6 yards per attempt and 52 touchdowns. You know, outside of the fact that he didn't get involved in the passing game, I don't really know what's there to not like about him coming out of college. He's got the size, he's got all the measurables you would want to see for a young man of you know, his lack of being offered by colleges. You'd think that he would come in and nothing would happen, but he really dominated, and he did so pretty solidly. I mean, I'm excited, you know, seeing this young man come out of college. I mean, this running back class is one of those where you have a top couple guys, and then there's a lot of parity. There's a lot of room for guys to really make a name for themselves and really push themselves up this draft board. So with a college profile like his, and when you watch him play, you know, the Miami, Ohio, and Northern Illinois, and you know, in some of those, you get to see some of the good and the bad. But you see a running back who's really able to be, you know, kind of a do-it-all type of guy. So the concern, obviously, you didn't see him heavily involved in the passing game, but there isn't anything in his game film that I saw in his college tape that really was terribly scary. So I think as we look forward and look to see what he could be in the NFL, I think there's some really interesting things to talk about. So the question I had for you is Patterson one of your top 10 rookie running backs in this class? When I look through the evaluators' notes and ratings, which you can find over on RookieDraftGuide.com, there's a lot of very positive remarks about Patterson. A guy that a few of our guys said would be a great late round steal. Some said very dynamic. The really only negatives that I saw on the evaluators' notes would be Could use some more development in diagnosing which holes to properly hit as he's going. Saw some times where he used his athletic ability to fix some things that he might have should have read or diagnosed sooner. Playing in the MAC, you have a little bit of leeway if you're really as strong as an athlete as Patterson was. Very physical runner, can do everything that's asked of him. Obviously, we didn't see a ton of production in the passing game, but the guys aren't terribly concerned about it. Definitely feel like this guy could really come in as a later round steal, not only in the NFL draft, but in your rookie drafts, and develop into a nice piece of an offense that could be fantasy relevant. Now, obviously, to see more details and more specific things from the guys, you got to go to the site and check it out. I'm wetting your whistle, getting excited. They will give you everything else you need. He, being 5'9", he's a lower center of gravity guy. He runs with good power. There's not really a lot of things to dislike about his game. Obviously, we know what he can be as a runner, so there is the big surprise of what he could be out of the backfield as a pass catcher. He really hadn't had much ball security issues after his freshman season, continued to grow and mature and develop it. And I think that really speaks to the IQ of the player. So he saw an area of weakness, he diligently worked hard to fix it, and you really didn't see big issues with that after his first season there with Buffalo. He's got, everything that you could ask for when it comes to his running, the running side of his game, the running style and the approach to that. So I think there's a lot that you can like about this player long term. Now, the team is moderately above average on him. I try to think about giving you the best. Are we high on him? Are we low on him? We're definitely not low on him. We're definitely above average on him. We're not going to say insanely high because there's plenty of players ahead of him, but you got to think of this class. This class has some really dynamic runners in it, but there's enough question marks that a player like Patterson could push his way up higher in that conversation when all things are said and done. So don't forget, let me know in the comments below, is he one of your top 10 rookie running backs in this class? Don't forget also as well, there's a lot of things you shouldn't forget, and I'm saying that a lot because there's so many things that we're doing here with RotoHeat and Rookie Draft Guide that you want to be a part of this. We are working on getting you where these guys need to be drafted at. So we're putting together information to help you figure out where the sweet spot is in your rookie drafts to make sure you target this player if you want to add him on your team. This would be a perfect example of a guy you could stash on your taxi squad potentially, unless the hype train goes off the rails by the time the draft comes, which it'd be hard to imagine. But keep the conversation going. We got Discord chat, we got Facebook community, we got Twitter DMs. You can slide into the DMs and ask questions there. We love you guys. We will talk to you again soon. Take care of each other.